Hello everyone and welcome back to Sterling Channel 19 as we are back with some girls soccer live here at the Castle. We got the Sterling Silver Knights going against the Haddon Heights Garnets. A big game for both of these squads to try and, get their season back on track here. The current conditions out here today, 78 degrees, the wind's at a solid 9 miles per hour. Humidity, it's pretty humid outside with 74% and it's pretty cloudy today. Looking at the Colonial Liberty standings from last year, Sterling really dominating in the division, being 12-0-1 and then 16-2-2 outside of the division. Haddonfield was 7-4 and 12-8 outside. West Deptford 6-4-1, 13-7-1. Haddon Township 5-5 and then 13-8-0. Haddon Heights had a bit of a struggle last season, being 4-5 in the division, 7-11 overall, and then Collingswood rounding at the bottom, being 4-6 and 7-12 overall. But this year, flipped the script a little bit, as the Green Wave are on top, 4-0. Haddon Township 3-1 and 4-1 overall. West Deptford 1-2-1 and then 1-2-1 overall. Their only win coming against the Silver Knights. Haddonfield 1-2 and then 2-2-1 overall. The Silver Knights at the bottom here, 1-3 and then 1-4 overall. And Haddon Heights 0-2-1, 0-2-1 overall. So since 2012, Sterling leads the competition 9-6. Sterling outscored by opponents 11-7. Haddon Heights outscored by opponents 6-4. Sterling has won 5 in a row. Haddon Heights' last win versus Sterling was in 2018, long before Coach K was here, and Sterling has won 8 of the last 10 matchups against the Garnets. So take a look at some of the statistics this season. Montgomery Dram, the junior, the recent Monmouth commit, really leading the way here for the Knights. 9 points, 4 goals, 1 assist. Antonio Troilo, 8 points, 2 goals, 4 assists. Allison Brown with a point, which is an assist. And Maddie Sims doing a great job in the keeper spot this game. 6 games, 62 saves, which is an average of 12.4 saves per game. And last year, looking at the comparison, Ireland K really leading the way for the Lady Knights. 41 points, 14 goals, and 13 assists. Antonio Troilo with 40 points, 16 goals, 8 assists. Montgomery Dram, 39 points, 16 goals, 7 assists. Shay Wiley, the graduate who's at Arizona State University, with 18 points, 4 goals, 10 assists. Elise Simpson, 14 points, 5 goals, 4 assists. And Adriana Zazada with 13 points, 4 goals, and 5 assists. So we're taking a look at the Garnets. Emma Harris leads the way with 5 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. Moira Schroeder with 3 points, 1 goal, 1 assist. And Ali Agin with 1 point and 1 assist. And then Callie Barr in the keeper spot today with 3 games and 20 saves here for the Garnets. So both teams looking to wrap up their huddle. As thank you all for joining us here today. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubat and Kenny McCardle. Max, how you feeling about the game today?
I think this is going to be very even, going into it. Obviously, both teams looking to continue to improve. Sterling has a win. Haddon does not at the moment. It's huge for both of them. Heights need some momentum. Obviously, Sterling needs some more momentum. And it's going to be huge for them to get back on track if they want to make this season something special.
Yeah, it's looking to watch some great soccer between two great teams. It's a big game for both of them.
And they're looking to really get their season started here. Sterling and Haddon Heights definitely off to a bit of a struggle. Lady Knights 1-4, as we mentioned before, to start the season. There's been a lot of problems in the midfield, leading to a lot of shots against Maddie Sims, doing the best that she can, as skilled as a keeper she is, facing shots and 62 saves in these 5 games is incredible.
Absolutely incredible.
But you shouldn't need to save that much, though. It's a great feat, but you'd think with a good enough defense, you'd keep the saves, needed to keep yourself alive a little bit lower.
So there's Ireland K. Recently had her ACL surgery. Been in recovery for a couple days now. I think it's been in recovery since Friday and over the weekend, but first game that she came out here to support her girls on the crutches and standing on the sidelines as much as she can. And back into the game today for Sterling is Cami Rivadis, who's back in the back line for the Silver Knights. So a much-needed injury comeback for the Lady Knights as they've been struggling on that defensive side of the ball. And as Kay mentioned in my ear, Ireland K may join us for the second half. There's Montgomery Dram, the recent Monmouth commit, the junior. As we mentioned, doing really well this season, having 4 goals, 1 assist, and 9 points in 5 games. So the Lady Knights with much-needed defensive support coming back here with Cami Rivadis. Also scratched for today's game is the sophomore Taylor Baker. There's senior Antonia Troilo, who has 2 goals, 4 assists, and 8 points in the last 5 games. So as I mentioned, Taylor Baker out today with a bit of a concussion. She'll be back in the next couple of days, and we're about to get off here. Haddon Heights going to have the ball first to kick it off here is going to be Haley Yanni. And we're looking to get this one underway here in this bit of a spotty Tuesday afternoon as the ball is kicked, and we are ready to go here at the Castle. So Haddon Knights trying to dump it deep off the rip, but a nice defensive play by the Lady Knights as they try to turn the tide here and push it up into the offensive zone. So Troilo and Dram, the two attackers, dump it deep towards Antonia Troilo. Troilo trying to, use her speed to gain that edge, trying to apply a little bit of pressure. And it hits off of Troilo, so it will be a throw-in for the Garnets. So the tale of the story is Sterling really trying to get this into their offensive zone as soon as they can because of how much of a threat that they have at those two attacker spots between Troilo and Dram, and really has to take the pressure off the defense just a little bit here in this contest.
Yeah, attack's going to be necessary, obviously for both sides. These defenses have been letting up goals that have been leading to the losses they have. But, if you can limit a decent attack, both these teams have, pretty decent attacks, solid attacks. You keep those at high octane. Make sure you're on the side of the field you need to be to get those goals in quickly and maintain a lead. That could be the key to keeping momentum, keeping the win in your hands.
So a couple nice defensive plays from Shinseki on the outside, keeping this Garnets offense at bay at the moment. That's a nice pass. If you hear other whistles going on, as per usual, football team is practicing in the field right next to us. So make sure you don't get confused, as I am getting confused a couple times, but that is a kick out for the Garnets. So looks like Shinseki's going to take the throw in on the far side. So a young backfield here for the Lady Knights, trying to get some experience on the varsity level for the coming of years. As that one's hit out. Looks like a throw in here for Shinseki. Finds Troilo on the far side, and Troilo has some grass, tries to find Dram, passes a little bit behind. So whistle blows, and that one will be out on Sterling, so it'll be Garnet's possession.
And we saw a lot of corner penalties in the field hockey yesterday. Yeah. Is it going to be like this with throw-ins today?
Yeah.
Very possible.
There were, I think, Max, I want to say there were 17 in total.
I think that was for Paulsboro alone.
Yeah, but Sterling getting a good push here as it crosses into the middle, finds Dram. Dram takes his shot. Oh, and what a save.
What a save. Absolutely beautiful shot. Beautiful play all around.
Callie Barr doing a great job with that extension. Keeps this one at 0-0. But what a start for the Lady Knights trying to get some offensive pressure on the board.
It's a great pass in from Bates, too, She gets it in. A nice curve on the pass, if you see it again.
Great side, Cal.
Gets it in. And,
here we go.
And Dram, obviously, with that very powerful shot.
It is right there.
Barr doing a great job of keeping that one out. What a well-placed shot by Dram, and I mean, that's one of the easier places you can put it, if not that top corner. It's just right under the crossbar. It gives some trouble for the goalie. As Sterling with an early corner kick here, about 3 minutes and 20 seconds into this first half. So Dram takes the corner, hits it in, finds Cesada, hits off her foot. Harmon trying to move it in. And a nice pass interrupted by this Garnets defense, and Garnets doing a great job of clearing that one away, but Revedas gets her first touch since the injury. Looking for her same explosiveness on that defensive line, and a nice play on the midfield by Zazada as she pushes it up towards Troilo. So whistle sounds, and it looks like maybe offsides here against the Lady Knights.
Obviously, only like 4 minutes in, but you're seeing whistle after whistle. Obviously, some of them might be coming from surrounding areas, but the ones that have been in the games have been, gifting opportunities to Sterling and to Heights thus far early on. Could that be a common theme? Wouldn't be surprised.
So the Garnets trying to get a little more control, as that's a nice block there. That's Bates again, the freshman doing a great job in this contest so far. As Reveda's going to take the throw in here for the Lady Knights. She tries to find Dram. Ball's hit towards Zazada. Zazada has some room to play with here, sends it up towards Bates. Gets deflected by a Garnets defender. Dram doing what she does best in maneuvering. Trying to find that far side to clear in. And there's a bit of trouble up front, but Garnet smartly clear it away as it trickles its way towards Agent. She tries to sky it. Simpson with a nice stop with the leg. As Revetis hits it out, as we're going to take a look at the cross.
Comes in, and it's a clean on-the-ball stoppage from the goalie in there. They play up on it nice. Something they needed big time. They're getting attacked, pretty heavily.
So there's a nice move by Simpson on the close side here. Skies it towards Dram. Dram with the defender on her. Tries to push it in, and that one's out on the Garnets. So Sterling taking their time a little bit here as they're waiting for Cami Revetis to come and throw this one in. One of the captains here for the Lady Knights, along with Tony Troilo and Ireland Kay. Ireland Kay still unfortunately out with that injury, as we mentioned before. Agent doing a great job keeping it towards this outside as they push it in. Simpson coming close. And that one's hit out, but a nice attempt there by the Garnets to try and push one forward. There's Jimmy Kay, one of the most successful coaches here at Sterling. He's done a great job with this soccer program. Went to the Coaches Cup last year, and with years prior, has always led to a lot of winning seasons here for the Lady Knights. So that one's hit off the head of Bates. And throw in here for the Garnets. Taken by number 18, Brielle Connor. As that one dribbles out again. This one will go back into Sterling's possession, so a lot of back and forth throw-ins here for both teams.
That throw in there, it seemed like she didn't really know if she had anybody there. She throws, she tries to get something going, and she ends up finding the other side of the touchline, and it's right back into Sterling's. As we got a throw in here once again.
And another one here.
Putting our mics in danger.
Sterling increasing up the field here basically by throw-ins, as there's a nice click by Bates. And another throw-in awarded to Sterling. Revetis really getting her work here in on the sidelines with a lot of these throw-ins in her first game back. Revetis hits it towards the middle. Garnets players with a bit of a miscommunication as they send it back deep. Simpson ready to charge. Passes it towards Revetis. Revetis back towards Simpson. Simpson has a bit of a second here. Yeah, and a bit of interesting story with Simpson here before the game. She actually got hit in the face with a ball from one of her own players, and resulted in her going to Sean's room for a little bit to get cleaned up. Mr. Clank, our athletic trainer here at the Castle, been around for a really long time. Brielle Connor has it on this close side and deflected out by a Sterling defender. So Connor ready to throw it in here again. Sterling defense doing a great job of keeping it out.
It's been throw-ins, then good defending, then a throw-in again. It's been the pattern, and if it keeps up, you can see a lot of, both on either end, far towards the goal. It could be tough for defenders, maybe get a stop on things like that.
So a crossing goes way wide. Sterling trying to push the tempo into their offensive zone. And a nice defensive play there. That's Schroeder in the middle. Garnet's trying to push it in. Revetis going one-on-one here. As it's crossed in. Shinseki on that far side makes a nice defensive play to push it out. Garnet's still trying to keep the pressure in. And the quick speed by the Garnets get there in time. That's a great job of keeping that one in. They're going to look for a cross opportunity here on Sims, but Sims makes the collection, and Sterling dodges a bullet there.
And it's what she's great at, isn't it? The awareness, reacting. I'm sure this one wasn't as necessary for a big reaction, but she plays up on it, grabs the ball, and secures. No points on the board for Haddon thus far.
Haddon Heights.
Yes.
There.
All
Maximus,
the Haddons. There's
yes.
like 3.
Or Heights, yes.
Which was the one word.
The one word that's a little spotty, yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
So the Lady Knights trying to progress, kicks it out of bounds. So in the past couple of minutes, the Garnets have had a lot of the possession time here. Lady Knights still trying to get back in their zone as they did in those first 5 minutes of the game. Harmon with a good kick towards Troilo. Troilo trying to break past this wall of the Haddon Heights defense so far. And it gets pushed towards. So the speed on the outside, that looks like that is number 12, Lily Byrne, going one-on-one with Gemma Titi. As Haddon Heights dealing with it in the middle. Hits it back towards Byrne. Hits it towards Dram. Dram has to make a play on it and doesn't. And Heights continues with the ball. Shinseki on the far side has a really speedy girl with her as well. Shinseki trying to keep pace here, making a nice defensive play to stop the momentum. Heights crosses it in. Agent, and what a save by Sims! What a save by Maddie Sims as we get a replay on that. Absolutely sensational. Keeps this at a 0-0 game.
I mean, it's great. You know, like I said before, reaction time, what she thrives on. She finds the ball, she stops it, and she keeps a clean sheet as she can. But, you know, these defenders, well, they have the speed. I mean, take a look there. It's a long shot, and she's able to get it off.
Sims, absolutely sensational, has been sensational ever since she's gotten here. And, wow, not a difficult save. Or excuse me, a very difficult save, not an easy one for Sims.
She makes it look easy, though.
Yeah. This was a handball called on the Garnets. So the possession stays here with Sterling, as this looks like it might be a free kick here for the Lady Knights. These set plays are what the Lady Knights are most dangerous at, with Monty Dram looking to be the chosen one. Dram crosses it in. A nice head out from the Garnets defense. Simpson has it on the outer box, tries to fire it in. But the Garnets defense stands strong, looking to turn the tide the other way, but Tazada meeting her there in stride. But the Garnets continue. Revadis with a very nice defensive play as she pushes it forward, trying to find what looks like Ava Bates, and she pushes it forward towards Montgomery Dram. Montgomery Dram has some room. Montgomery Dram crosses it towards the middle. Troilo, a nice defensive play there from the Garnets defender. Keeps this one at bay. That looked like that was number 4, Yamatiti.
I mean, you got to wonder, without that extra pass, is it 1-0 Lady Knights? Feels like she was on good pace.
I think Dram was on good pace, but it definitely was a smart pass, finding Troilo in open space, and Troilo has it in open space here again, looking for the cross in the middle towards Dram. Dram fires up the fires up the burners as Dram turns it to the middle, and a nice defensive play there by the Garnets once again. Garnets showing some really good resiliency in these past couple of minutes. Trying to get the offense started with a little bit of defense as Azada pushes it more towards the middle, and that one's crossed out again. Shinseki first to meet it, has a nice touch on the ball, gets it towards Byrne. Byrne on the far side, finds Troilo, but a little too powerful, and the Garnets clear it out. A nice play by Zazada. Sterling doing a good job of keeping possession, as here's a cross over towards Simpson. Simpson with a little bit of room. He has a really nice shot for a defender, crosses it towards the middle, doesn't get a nice touch on it. Lady Knights still trying to keep the pressure on as the Heights clear out. But Revadis with a nice touch, a bit powerful, but she controls it. Gets it out over towards Bates. Bates one-on-one with the defender. As that one hit out. As substitutions come in here for the Lady Knights and the Garnets. So a good probably 4 minutes of some nonstop action for both teams, resulting in a couple substitutions. There's number 20, Nora Radish. Had a good game the last time we covered her, was on the offensive side of the ball a lot. And also coming in for the Lady Knights, number 2, Allison Brown. So Sterling looking to make some magic happen here as Azada crosses it over towards Brown. Brown gets a kind of a weird touch on the ball and doesn't get it deep enough as Shinseki comes up and plays it towards Brown. So Brown has another opportunity again, but a nice defensive play there by the Haddon Heights defender, trying to change the tide here as Sterling has controlled in the offensive zone for the past couple of minutes, but a stumble causes a turnover. And another turnover calls here by Allison Brown, but Shinseki plays a nice ball towards Harmon. Harmon plays one towards the middle towards Troilo, and that one gets cleared out. So Heights still trying to take possession as Elise Simpson hits it back towards Sims. Sims ready to fire it away and does.
You know, I feel like it's been very, either you're at one goal or you're at the other goal. There hasn't been a lot of midfield play. And I feel like that might be something they need to hone in on, you know, because they can have control there. Like, as we see, they're towards the middle. A little bit of a trip up here, and that might be where the foul is, a bit of a shove in the back.
You know, these are just two great athletic teams going back and forth with each other here. A lot of great athletes on either side of the ball.
So Kenny DeWise giving us his take. Kenny, was on a broadcast here with us in football a couple nights ago, where football triumphed over Camden Mastery with 16-12 score. Yesterday we covered the girls field hockey team, who unfortunately lost to Paulsboro 1-0, and on top of that, the Eagles unfortunately lost to the Atlanta Falcons 22-21. It was a very embarrassing loss for the Eagles. Bad start to the, the early season for the Birds.
Should have taken the field goal early.
I do agree. Take the points when you do get them.
You can't throw the ball down the field like that with 2 timeouts and 20 seconds left. It's just not a bad coaching.
Why did we sign Bryce Huff and draft Nolan Smith? They were not. Nolan Smith is undersized from the beginning. I think we knew that.
Back to soccer here. The other football, as we continue on here, Shinseki on the far side, ready to hit this one forward. Shinseki getting that one over to Brown. Brown has it on the far side with a lot of room to roam, tries to hit it towards Troilo. Troilo using her speed to get there, looking to cross towards the middle, tries to put a move on a defender, still kind of trapped in that corner, uses her speed to get to the far side, ready to cross it in, trying to look for someone in the middle, but can't get it anywhere because there's a nice collection by Barr to, put that offense at bay.
As much as we want to praise how Maddie Sims is doing in our net, this Garnet's net is doing just fine with Barr in there. She has done a very good job keeping out some great shots thus far.
So Radish tries to play towards the middle. There's no Sterling offense home. Simpson going one-on-one with this Garnet's attacker. It's number 5, Maeve Schroeder. Pass over to Radish. Radish gets a weird touch on it. Has to be careful what she does here. Gets hit out on the Garnets. And it looks like possession will be awarded to the Garnets. Ella Mango getting taken out here for Haley Yanni, who's in earlier in the game but got subbed out.
Here we go. Hey.
So the Garnets also looking for a little bit of offense here. Sterling has really controlled in their offensive zone for the past couple of minutes, as here's a shotgun and taken on Maddie Sims. Easy collection, and the Garnets not able to capitalize.
It's, like I said, we'd like to, give flowers to the keeping abilities that Sims have, and that's another example of just good, keeping your play up. As you're in the net, it's stressful in the net, 100%. One of the hardest jobs in sports, keeping a goal in soccer, at least how I see it. It is one of the hardest things to do, and she does it phenomenally week after week, week in, week out.
Simpson does a good job of playing defense. We're going to see whose possession this will be. A bit tough to tell, but it looks like the possession will be awarded to the Garnets.
It's going to be a throw-in.
Throw-in being taken once again by Brielle Connor, taking most of these throw-ins here for the Garnets in this game. Good job of winding up, getting that one in. Sterling defense kind of playing this off defense, not getting too physical with the Garnets. There's a shot put on net, but Sims with the easy collection. And Sterling looking to turn it the other way.
I mean, it goes from around the corner, gets crossed in, off the head, but there just is not enough power to make that a hard one for Sims to stop.
So Paige Harmon, defensive midfielder, with a nice play there, causing the Garnets to stress out a little bit, and a nice play there. That's number 22, Brooke Rota. Looking here for the Lady Knights, trying to pick up the pace a little bit. Zazada takes a tumble, but skies it towards Troilo. Troilo given a little bit of room by the Garnets defender, knowing how speedy she is, and what a nice move there by Troilo. Troilo with a bit of green grass ahead, gets it over, trying to get it over towards Brown. Brown crosses it back in, but easily playable there for Barr. And as Kenny mentioned, what a move between the legs.
It had potential, didn't it? It's had a lot of attacks, have had a lot of potential, but these two keepers and these defenses have been playing well enough to stop these runs, which have been very good, but not good enough to put a ball in the back of the net.
Looks just like neither team is capitalizing on the opportunities given to them, excuse me.
So our next TV game will be Friday, football versus Gateway, starting at 6 o'clock. Sterling coming off of a big win against Camden Mastery to clinch their first win of the season. Now having a tough opponent against the Gateway Gators. Looking forward to that game and watching the Knights try and prevail to get their second win in a row.
It's a lot tougher than Mastery, but it definitely is a winnable game.
Yeah, the Knights, I mean, all they play are very winnable games, and I mean, speaking to a couple of the coaches, it's all about their capitalization, all about their play execution. Once they get that down, they're going to be really good. They're going to be a scary team.
Yeah, and Crespo did very well that first game. You know, it's good to see, you know, someone in my grade junior do that well, especially with the left hand. It's, you know, it's odd to watch, but it encapsulates what football is about. Anyone can play with enough work, and he is a good example of that. He can do it well.
So Troilo now playing on this close side. After the Brown substitution, it looks like she's playing more of a midfield role, while Montgomery Dram and Allison Brown are the two attackers up top. This one gets hit towards the defense. A bad touch there. Troilo has an opportunity to turn the tide, but the Garnets maintain possession. It's a nice play by Emma Harris as she takes a tumble. Garnets pushing forward, tries to put it deep. Offsides is called on the Garnets.
Emma, you okay? All right, let's go. Drop back.
Take a look at the replay here. Definitely got a little ahead of herself. That was number 9, Haley Yanni.
Coach Yaniak inside making sure they're okay. He's been very, you know, calm and calling out what this team needs to do. And it's good to keep that composure. You know, kind of makes your players feel like, you know, they have no reason to be worried if the manager isn't worried.
Yeah, Yaniak, great job with the program at the Garnets place. Been the coach for a couple of years. That one gets head-to-head contact, or straight-to-head contact, excuse me, on number 7 on the Garnets. That's Ava Campanero. As the oofs rained in from both of the benches, that one made pretty clear contact in a bit of an uncomfortable spot.
For sure.
So Simpson hits that one, powerful shot in, trying to find Troilo. Troilo with a bunch of white jerseys surrounding her, not a lot of help. Zazada kind of regroups back. It's a cross in here for the Lady Knights. A nice shot towards Troilo, seeps past Troilo, and an easy collection for Barr.
I mean, it's good to see defensive anything in games that makes it more interesting, more intriguing to see, well, what defense will be able to outshine the other, and what attack will be able to break through these good defenses. And I think whenever we see the first goal on either side, it's going to be just a moment that we're not going to forget. It could be a game winner. This could be a 1-0 game as a win.
So the Garnets with a smart defensive clearance as that one almost hits our camera. Our cameraman, I think that's Richie Williams over there.
What a guy Richie is. One of the greater cameramans here at Sterling.
According-
Cameramen, excuse me.
According to some of the boys in our tech crew, esports starts their triumphant season tomorrow. Took a trip back to States in the Super Smash Bros. Team. They were runners up, unfortunately, but looking to capture gold this year. As out of all the high schools that have gaming in the state of New Jersey, we were the runner-ups in Super Smash Bros. So definitely impressive feat. A lot of our tech crew members play on that esports team. So Garnet's trying to change the tide here. The 0-0 game. Definitely opportunities for both sides, but none being able to capitalize, as we're glad everyone's joining us here today. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubak and Kenny McCardle in our third mic spot today for his second game.
It's a pleasure to be here.
A weird clear gets towards Troilo. Troilo trying to find Dram. Dram making a nice dribble past the defenders. Dram looking to try and push past. She takes a shot on goal, but a nice collection there by Barr.
Nice save by the goalie there. That was a great shot. Great play all the way through. Just a great save by the goalie.
Keeping it at a 0-0 game here in this first half.
It's a good angle Dram takes, but just Barr is that good in goal. It's going to be hard to, you know, penetrate, you know, either the defenders, and in the defense here. It looks a bit weird. It's hard to be able to get through the defense if you're either of these attacking sides, because just the defense is so difficult. Take a look at the save again.
So again, a nice shot here by Richie Williams, getting us a good angle of the goalie.
Plays that near post, then shifts, gets the hands on it, and the play is over for that attack of the Lady Knights.
That's one powerful shot from Dram. And I mean, definitely one of the most talented girls on this Sterling team. As here's a throw in here for the Garnets. Again, looking to capitalize here as it crosses in. Simpson tries to play it. Nice defensive move there, or excuse me, a nice offensive move there by Harris. Harris plays it back towards Mango. Mango takes a shot in on Sims. Sims makes the easy collection. And Sterling getting ready to push on the offensive side of the ball.
The play is similar here. I mean, on one side we had Dram, nice powerful long shot gets stopped by a running save by Barr, and then vice versa with this attack from Heights. They send one in from outside of the box, or at least towards the line of the box. Sims walks over, catches it, and sends it back out. Very similar playing styles by these two keepers.
So Sterling may be looking for a little bit of a defensive look here as they have to give Tony Troilo a bit of a rest. Montgomery Dram moves back into her midfield spot as they put in a couple girls in the backfield.
We are unofficially some minutes over the halfway point of this first half. Could be a bit of desperation to get a lead going into the second as the back half of this first 40 continues on.
Sir, cameraman Aiden Perriman visiting us here at the announcer's booth. Make sure you go check out his pictures at ap.flicks on Instagram.
AP_flicks.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you, Kenny.
Greatest photographer here at Sterling. Sterling has many photographers. Aiden does it the best. Personal opinion. Professional opinion.
Here's us over here in the booth. Oh, am I waving the wrong way? I am. We're over there. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubak and Kenny McCardle here, as I was looking the wrong way there for a moment.
So
but we're back. Yeah, we are used to that side normally, but we have no one at that camera today. A little short-handed here at Tech Crew. Montgomery Dram looking to put a shot on goal. Puts a nice move on the defender. Takes a shot on goal. And that one takes a weird bounce. Takes a very weird bounce. Barr misplayed it big time. And a lucky break there for the Garnets as this one stays 0-0.
I mean, it's a good drag of a move, but it's just, it bounces kind of, gets it past on the outside of the pole there. If you look at it again from here. Stops herself. Sit out, and the bounce just, yeah, it goes haywire there. Probably should be 1-0 Lady Knights right now. It was just an unfortunate bounce. They're back on the attack.
So the Lady Knights doing a good job of keeping the offensive pressure up in this half. Speaking to a couple of the girls and Coach K, one of their biggest problems recently has been being the ability to finish some of these, good opportunities that they've been given. Bit of back and forth action results in Garnet's possession. Garnet's pushing up on that far side. Looking to get past the Sterling defense, who really is that brick wall that we always talk about.
It's felt like the Garnets have gone after the wings a lot, as we see here across in.
Maddie Sims with the easy collection. But I do agree with you, Max. I think the Garnets have been attacking the wings pretty consistently here. And honestly, same with the Knights. They're not doing too much in the middle. They're just trying to keep it to the outside, trying to get that break.
It's a very offense-heavy game for both teams. Excuse me.
But should it be?
Keepers doing their jobs very well.
Yeah. It's great analysis, and Kenny told me before the game he does not know any soccer, but he definitely knew enough to make that comment. That was very accurate. There could be a mistake here. Barr gets a weird angle on the ball as this one's going to trickle out close to her on the outside.
Wing again. I mean, they approach from the wing, and then they try to shoot from outside the box, get a long shot going. Those aren't going to work. If you're going to try to be able to beat Barr or Sims at their game in the net, you're going to have to play up close and find a way to divert the ball.
So a mistake here by the Garnets midfield, and Dram has a lot of green grass ahead of her. Maybe making a pass, maybe making a shot. Dram has it on the outside, but a nice defensive play there by the Garnets, but that will result in a corner kick.
Take a look here. Great approach. Great approach. Beats someone out and gets deflected off the Garnets barely by the Garnets. It's going to be the second corner for Sterling this first half.
So Tripp senior sub here as Tony Troilo, Fallon Shinseki, and Karina Justice are looking to come into this game here for the Lady Knights. Subbing out some of the underclassmen, trying to get the veterans in there for the corner kick.
They know the set piece is the best, don't they? Been doing it for the past 3-4 years, depending on when they joined. They're going to know what's best when it comes to these tactical, pivotal points of the game.
So Harmon, Bates, and Byrne come out as they're getting ready here for the corner. Dram kicks it in towards the middle, could cause some trouble. Simpson on the outside, trying to get it in the back of the net. As another corner kick is rewarded to the Lady Knights after it was deflected off of a Garnet defender. We're going to take another look at the replay here. Simpson on the outside definitely got the leg of that Garnet defender that looked like Mango
All right, gotta be loud.
I mean, Barr goes up for it off the the initial corner,
Good play though, Cal.
misses
Good play.
it,
Here we
and it's
go.
just
Gotta be first to it.
it's just a lot of it's
Same idea, Cal. They're
tough
targeting
to go
you, Cal.
through.
So
Here we go.
Dram on the outside, ready to kick this one in. Trying to find the back post there.
Out.
Garnet's doing a good job of keeping it out. And that's a nice play by the Garnets. Revatus tries to kick it back in. Gets to Troilo, and it goes right between her legs. Trying to recover it here is number 5, Reagan Sheehan. Sheehan takes a shot on goal. A nice save there by the keeper. And trying to get it in the back of the net is Sterling. And really that problem continues where they just cannot find the back of the net. And this game stays at a 0-0.
That's just great defense by the Garnets there, by Heights. Doing their jobs correctly. Sterling looked to capitalize that.
So Revatus tries to find Shinseki, a little too powerful, goes straight over her head. Shinseki takes a tumble on the ground. And Heights looking to turn the tide here, but a nice play by Simpson. Heights keeping it on this close side. And skies it over the Sterling defender's head. Sterling defense on that far side, lacking a little bit of experience. 2 of the younger girls on the team, Brooke Rhoda, and on that far side, can't really tell the number, but that looks like number 9, Molly Hoffaker, on the far side, which it is. So here is Rhoda. Hoffaker here to recover. Hits it out. So we're going to take another look. A nice shot by Sheehan, really to just put one on net, trying to cause some problems with Barr. And Troilo, unfortunately, just could not finish.
I mean, Troilo's right there to get a rebound on the shot and possibly make it 1-0 here. Just isn't aware of the situation entirely and can't quite get it done. And we're stuck at this stalemate of 0-0.
So 0-0 the score, as Max mentioned, as this one skied into the Haddon Heights midfield. Shinseki looking to turn the tables. Gets it taken away. Lots of knee braces on the field today. Shinseki and Harris both wearing. There's a nice collection by Maddie Sims. Sterling trying to get their first one of the game, and same with Heights. A lot of opportunities for both squads here, neither being able to capitalize. Two very dangerous opportunities for both right after another. Troilo trying to outrace the opponent here. Kicks it past.
Good
Tony
takeaway.
Troilo doing a great job, but another nice takeaway from the Heights. And Heights has a little bit of time here, but with Cesada pressuring from the back. Agin kicks it towards the middle. A nice touch there by Schroeder. Schroeder kicks it into that Sterling defensive line. A nice touch by Shinseki. Shinseki looking to get to that far side. Sheehan over to Dram. Dram can't get to it. Troilo tries to get it back to Dram. Gets kicked back out to Shinseki. So finds Cesada on that far side. Offsides is called here on the Lady Knights.
It's got to be annoying to have such a good attack like that. You keep it alive, and the whistle blows and it's offside. You got to be kicking yourself after every one of those. Like, it's right there. Just need that little bit more of awareness on either of these teams' attacks. And scores could be, come raining in. It's just one key difference on each attack thus far changes the whole game. Ball's kicked out. Substitutions are being made.
So it looks like a Garnet's throw it. As Brielle Connor throws this one in for the Garnets. Simpson hits it over towards Troilo. A connection that has lasted for probably forever. These two have always played together. Shinseki getting it towards Dram. Dram trying to put a move on a defender and does. A nice move by Dram. Sterling trying to get the momentum here. Dram puts another nice move on a defender, but a nice clear there. That's number 8, Anna Chupp, protecting this lead here for the Garnets. Sheehan gets it taken away from her. Sheehan playing nice defense, trying to keep it in the zone, crosses it towards the middle. The Garnets didn't need to kick that one away. They had a lot of room. Dram tries to put a nice move on the defender. Dram taking the shot towards the middle, but a nice defensive play by the Garnets. Garnets stay alive here as Shinseki pushes forward. Justice with a nice kick in the middle. And the Garnets screaming getting it out because very, very dangerous moment there for the Garnets as Revadis plays it on the outside. Justice looking to clear it towards the outside. Revadis gets it, hits it towards Zazada. Zazada has it on the line, kicks it towards Shinseki. Shinseki looking to make a play back to Zazada. And a nice clear there by the Garnets. So we're looking at the last play here. Dram with a really nice move trying to cross it over towards Troilo. Troilo does not have the angle on it. And no success there for the Knights off of a big opportunity.
It felt like a common theme, you know, someone is not having the angle, not having the space they need to make those attacks work. And it's led to clearances that have led to the opposite team just getting crazy attacks going on. It's been very back and forth. It's felt like I'm watching a game of ping pong, table tennis, how back and forth the attack is. But it's a lovely game to watch.
That's the beauty of it, Max. I mean, soccer's just very back and forth. It's kind of how it is. It's a nice shot put on goal there. Maddie Sims still doing a great job in net.
Take a look here. Gets a good shot on it, but it's not good enough. But here against someone as good as Sims in goal.
I think Sims has been so sharp this season. As we mentioned, so many saves for her. And not including today's game, 62 saves in 5 games, 12.4 saves per game. I know that's unrealistic because you can't get point something saves, but
well, like if you like kind of graze it off your fingers and it hits the pole, maybe.
maybe, but I don't think they'll give it to you there on the stat sheet.
That'll go on the crossbar.
So we'll bump down because unfortunately it's not 5. We learned that in math, so we'll bump it down to around 12 saves per game. Sims been an absolute unit in net so far this season for the Lady Knights, even where it hasn't been super successful on the offensive front. Sims is one thing that always stays consistent for the Knights. As Justice going against Schroeder here. Schroeder put a nice move on her as the Heights advance with about 3 minutes unofficially left in this first half. Justice with a nice clear towards the middle. The Garnets take possession. Schroeder on the outside. Zazada pressuring from the back. Revadis on the outside. Hit off of Heights defender. So 3 minutes officially. The ref just says. Tosses up the 3. Either that or he just made a 3. And a nice catch there from the outside. And that's AP Flicks, our photographer, making a great catch on that play.
Aiden Flicks, AP Flicks, the chosen one of Sterling High School.
Yes, Justice plays this one here for the Lady Knights, trying to push it forward against the Garnets. Still this 0-0 game in this first half, but a ton of offense as the scoreboard doesn't show. We've seen so far here as this one's coming towards our truck.
Good Lord.
Really hoping that didn't hit anything in the back. I'm not sure if it did, but I'm gonna hope it did not. I think we're still on the air. Hopefully everyone can hear us here live from Sterling TV 19, covering some girls soccer today. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Subak and Kenny McCardle here in the booth. Happy to be with you all on this Tuesday afternoon after an unfortunate Eagles loss last night, where Mr. K and I were both in attendance. Montgomery Dram pushing it forward here for the Lady Knights, trying to get some momentum in the dying minutes of this first half. About 2 minutes left. Tries to find Troilo up front, but Troilo didn't get the lead. And Garnets are going the other way. Montgomery's had her chances this game, but nothing to show for it on the score sheet for either team, but specifically for the Lady Knights in this scenario.
Yeah, it's been obviously a lot of attack on both sides, but you have to feel like the better chances have come from the Lady Knights. The Garnets have had some good long shots, but they haven't really been, there hasn't been much doubt as they're going to get saved. There's been a few times where you're like, is this the one? And they just cannot get the right angle, or they can't get the right connection of passes to make something work in the Knights' favor.
So here's a nice shot here from the Garnets, but again, as Max mentioned, one of those where I can pretty much tell from the get that it's going to be saved with how good of a keeper Sims is. Sims skies this one towards the middle, takes a bounce, looking for Troilo. Troilo can't field it. That one's hit out by Simpson. So there's a roughly 30 seconds left, maybe time for one last push here from the Garnets. So here's kicked into the Sterling back line. Revadis the first one to it. but it looks like she's just going to let that one trickle out. So we're fizzling out here at the end of this first half. Should be around just a couple of seconds left. We get the official look from the ref. Should be right after this kick. That is the end of the first half. So 0-0 the score after 40 minutes of play. And we'll be right back at you after a couple of commercials.
Guys, put your IDs on. Brady, headphones. Gotta come out.
No.
Come on, man.
Yo, Brayden, you're not supposed to have your jacket on, man. Come on, take it off. Put it in your locker.
No, I'm okay.
Stop. You have your jacket on, AirPods in, and no ID. Go to internal.
You too, bro.
Yep.
Look at this door. You can't open the locker. Look at the shoes he's wearing. Go up to him and call him dumb and useless.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, you better.
Hey, man, do you need help opening your locker?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
No problem. Nice shoes.
Thank you. Thank you.
I need to use the potty.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes, you can.
wasn't even gone for that long.
Hey man, are you okay?
No, man, this dude keeps bullying me.
Here, try this out.
What is it?
This is stop it. You can report people that bully you.
Thank you, man.
I could really use a bev right now.
Brayden, how many times I tell you not to bring drinks in the classroom, just water? Brayden, how many times I tell you not to bring drinks in the classroom?
Bullying, no matter the circumstances, someone will always be there for you.
Over 160,000 kids refuse to go to school each day in fear of being bullied.
Stop bullying and be united.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a
Redmond's Revenge!
Susie Banks? Sean McLear?
What are you guys even talking about? Like, those are both myths.
Get out of here.
Set your affirmations, aspirations. Out to do the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake...
Young man, they try to tell you.
We try to tell you.
I can't believe my computer's dead.
Yo, does anyone have a charger?
No!
No!
Dude, you trying to win some big money tonight?
Yeah, they don't call me Johnny Wiggles for nothing.
Man, you better not sell me. I had a bad couple of weeks, but I need this money. Let's go win. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, this looks amazing.
Yes, it does.
Welcome to Nightlife Casino. I'm Ricky, your dealer for tonight. We'll be starting shortly.
Let's have a good night.
The game is blackjack.
I'm feeling a little frisky. Let's go 200. Already? It's the first game.
Nah, I'm playing it safe.
Round 1 is over. Sir, we've tied. Sir, you've lost. The next round will start in 10 seconds.
I told you not to go all in. What are you doing?
I'm doing what's right. I'm going all in.
You're nuts. That's all your allowance. That's all your money. You're gonna go bankrupt.
Man, I know.
Told you.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Sterling TV 19 as we are back here with some second half action of girls soccer as we're tied 0-0 after a lot of great saves from both keepers, a lot of chances from both teams as we're going to take a look at some of these saves here. And here's a first by Maddie Sims, a bit of a desperation save off of a nice header there by that Garnet's offense, and here's another one on Montgomery Dram. And really the story of the game has been these tenders, these tenders, I guess you could say. I mean, Barr and Sims doing a great job here in that first half. Here's another one. Been a lot of desperation saves from both keepers, but this score stays 0-0 as we are back here. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubak and joined by Ireland Kay. Ireland, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
So Ireland just recently had her surgery, has been in recovery for a couple of days. Ireland, how are you feeling?
Feeling good. First couple of days was rough, but we're back. We're back, and I'm feeling ready to, get back into the things.
Yeah, Ireland in my English class, and definitely needed some help, getting back into the swing of things. But hopefully, I helped her as much as I could as we're getting ready to get back into some second half action. And Max, I mean, a lot of opportunities. Score stays 0-0. What do you think Sterling needs to do to capitalize?
Just find the angle. They haven't had it. There's been a lot of opportunities where there was just the one thing they needed was a little more space to themselves to capitalize on the crosses that were coming in. Some of the corners were really good, and they just couldn't get it done. That hopefully is what they focused on in that circle, and hopefully they lead up on that. They get a couple in the back of the net, and they leave this place. They leave their home. They leave the castle. All three make sense.
Yeah.
They leave here with a win.
And Ireland, I mean, you were in there. I mean, obviously you're a player. You've experienced this type of game. What do you think Sterling needs to do to, kind of get the momentum on their side?
I think the biggest part is just all staying connected and being positive. We've had some chances, and it's just we need to connect a little bit more, and we'll definitely find the one in back of the net eventually. Just got to keep fighting and keep pushing.
So we're all set here to some second half action. Troilo going to kick it back to Dram to start it off. Sterling again trying to take this lead over the Garnets after a very eventful first half, but lackluster in the scoring column as it's kicked back towards Simpson. Simpson pushes it over towards Revatus. Revatus now on the far side as she played close to us almost that entire first half.
Like I was saying before, the wings. So what they were working on was just getting either on that far wing or this close one. It caused a lot of throw-ins that we were talking about, but those can be huge benefits if you can, get big chances off of those, which in some cases that was how it went.
So Troilo strays away from the wing, trying to get a pass towards Dram, and it goes waywire. So now the Garnets have possession. Seeps past Garnet's attacker and hit into the middle. So the Garnets have a big opportunity, but it trickles past, and Sterling able to recalibrate their defense as Revatus sends it up towards the midfield. Looks like Byrne in the midfield, and Cami Revatus pushes it forward. Revatus also was injured for a period of time with I think it was an ankle sprain, out for a couple of games, first 5 to be exact, but now coming back here in the 6th game of the season.
She showed her importance.
Yeah. Cami Revatus was definitely, at the start of the season last year, wasn't in the rotation as much, but as we crept towards the the Coaches Cup in the playoffs, where Vedas earned her spot in the rotation, it was really key for the Lady Knights in that run. But you also want to make sure she's at 100%. I mean, this early in the season, you don't want to lose her for an extended amount of time as well. As Dram gets a bit of a weird touch on the ball. Simpson hits it towards the midfield. Byrne trying to play it. But the Garnets maintain possession. Garnets kind of cycling around at the moment as it's tipped off of a Sterling defender. And they throw it in towards that defense, but a nice play by Simpson over towards Shinseki. Shinseki can't get there. The Garnets pushing forward. Harris has the ball here. Tries to put a nice move on that defense. Kicks it towards Schroeder. Schroeder has some room, but Revatus with a nice clear. Pushes it over towards Dram. Dram can't get there in time. Skies it towards the middle. The Garnets with a nice touch, but a nice defensive play there from the Lady Knights, trying to diminish this offensive push. But the Garnets still persistent here as that one's kicked out. And possession is awarded to the Garnets.
I mean, there's been a lot of throw-ins, a few corners here and there. Maybe I think it was one free kick that we saw, only one. But there's been a lot of, potential off of these things, as obviously defenses and keepers have been playing well, but that doesn't undersell that the attack has been high pressure, high octane.
This is a replay of the throw-in. So it looks like it's a corner kick coming here for the Garnets.
Saw Sterling create a lot of possible chances, just slivers and a couple passes away off of these types of things to make one and get one on the scoreboard. And that was all coming from this side, so let's see if the Garnets do just as well with them as the Lady Knights were doing that first half.
So it looks like a corner kick here being taken by the Garnets. Skies it in, a nice catch by Sims. Sims, been an absolute brick wall in net this game so far and in the season. As we mentioned, a little over 12 saves per game. She skies it away towards the midfield. And Ireland, I mean, you can speak from experience. You played with Sims for such an extended amount of time. How good is she in that net?
We're really lucky to have someone like her in net. She is great back there. She's lead. She's always talking to all of us on the field. It's really nice to hear her voice because she sees way more than what we see, and sometimes it's good to have another opinion on what we need to do. And she's made some huge saves in the past couple years, and we're just really lucky to have someone that really saves us in some games.
So almost like the middle linebacker in football, that's kind of the role that Sims plays. I mean, kind of that lead role in that back net. Definitely has the opportunity to survey the field a lot quickly than some of the players do. There's a throw in here coming for the Lady Knights. Azada ready to throw this one in. And compared to a couple of the other games that Max and I have broadcast in these past couple of weeks, it's been a relatively less of a chippy game between the two squads today.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, the guys might take a lot of pride against some things. Maybe that's a big factor for them, and it isn't as much for the Lady Knights. But I wouldn't be 100% sure. But it's feel like there's been not as many trip ups, not as many shoves, and a lot more composed play on both sides.
Even got a little chippy during that field hockey game that we covered yesterday against Paulsboro, where Lady Knights unfortunately lost 1-0.
A lot of fruity language that might have got caught on the broadcast.
But the Lady Knights still playing with a lot of aggression in this game, though, which has probably been a good refreshing feeling for Coach K. Really hustling for a lot of these, loose balls that kind of spew out into the midfield. So there's a nice play. So Ireland, I mean, obviously there's a change with you being out, as there's an opportunity here for the Lady Knights in front of the net. Montgomery Dram has an opportunity to put it away, kind of circles around with the ball, and it's cleared away by the Garnets defense. So Ireland, obviously, presence is missed, clearly. What are some of the changes that this offense has had to implement with you being out?
I think that they definitely have to find the ball more. I think we kind of played more of a play the balls through, run onto them last year as strikers, and Tony and Monty did a good job of just running on and creating space and then taking shots. But I think this year we really need them to get more into the play and just get in with passing and trying to find people and connect as well.
This is a nice save there by Maddie Sims on the defensive side of the ball. A little bit different than what we were talking about here. Definitely some great insight from Ireland K. As a miscommunication between Revatis and Simpson resulted in a shot on goal, but Sims, no problem there, as this game still stays 0-0 as Dram has the speed to take it up by herself. She does. Has someone on the outside, takes a shot, but goes wide. So Ireland, I mean, you played here for 4 years, well 3 years, but you've been around for 4 years. How does it differ to play on such a wide field like this one compared to some of the smaller ones, such as like Haddon Heights or Haddon Field?
I think it gives us an advantage. I think that we use our outside mids a lot, and it allows us to create space in the field. And sometimes it's hard playing at fields such as like Haddon Heights and Haddon Township. It's super small. It's a compact game. And with this, we're allowed to spread the field out more, and it's better soccer, as I'd say.
And I talked to some of the boys about the same question, but they kind of give me an iffy answer, so I'm going to ask you, does playing on those smaller fields also come with a bit of a disadvantage for you guys, since you guys are so used to these big fields?
I think it does. I think it's hard to connect, and our timing's off, especially I think that people think they have time. Oh, I thought that went in.
Yeah, I thought that did too. There was a big cross there by the Lady Knights, a nice cross by Montgomery Dram. Tries to find Zazada on the back post, but Zazada just misses it. As it results, thinking a goal kick here for the Garnets. So a really nice cross into the middle by Dram.
Pick your head up, find a teammate, play it, let's go.
But Zazada just cannot connect on that back post. So Island, you were talking about, the disadvantages that come with playing in those small fields.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think that it's hard for a school like this. We have one of the biggest fields in the Colonial Conference. I think maybe the biggest field. And it's just hard to connect as a team. It's easier to pass and find people and find space here, but it definitely gives a difficult game, and it's definitely more scrappy when you're on those smaller fields.
So I wouldn't even say borderline professional. I'd say some professional, insight there from Ireland K. This here is going to be a kick from the Garnets. Looks like it's going to be number 18, Brielle Connor, kicking it away. It's a nice touch by Emma Harris, kicks it back, but Zazada finds it on the outside. Zazada with a little bit of room has to put a move on a defender and does. Trying to get some help. Gets it over towards Dram. Dram with a nice touch, has to dribble around, finds Byrne on the outside. Byrne has to catch the ball, and she does. That's a nice play by Byrne. Has a second to make a decision, crosses it towards the middle, gets a weird chip over that Garnets defender, but cleared by Harris. Simpson there to stop it. Harmon gets it over towards Shinseki. Shinseki one-on-one with the defender. Great job by Shinseki, but a little bit of an off pass. Seeps into that defensive line where number 22, Rota, will play it, and Brevedis will play it back towards Sims.
And it feels like Heights has been, the stronger team. Feels like there might be a larger roster, obviously, but what impact does that have on a game like this where it's so back and forth in soccer?
And Troilo going one-on-one with the goalie here. A nice defensive play there by the Garnets. The Garnets defense kind of reeling back here as pass finds Dram. Dram with a nice move. Dram has the opportunity to put one on, but a nice play by the defense again, and a foul is called on Dram. So, Max, I do agree with you to an extent, but I also think, and I think Ireland can agree, Sterling definitely has that speed factor, especially in that front attacking side.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Tony and Mont definitely hold some speed. I think that Haddon Heights has definitely been pretty aggressive during this game, but we're holding.
Holding's all you got to do, so long as you get one yourself.
Yeah. So this game been 0-0 since the start. About 10 minutes in, unofficially into the second half. That one's kicked out by a Garnets defender.
It's been a common theme, hasn't it? A lot of throw-ins for the Lady Knights, first and second half.
Definitely. Taylor Baker, one of the ball girls here today, out with a concussion. Should be back in the next couple of games. Hopefully that timeline isn't too far, because the Knights finally have somewhat of their full strength back in the lineup, as that will be a corner kick awarded to the Lady Knights. So another big opportunity here for the Lady Knights to try and get one on the board.
It is important, isn't it? You know, you're about a quarter of the way through the second half. You get a corner like this to go in, you're up 1-0, and you just press up on that defense. You press, you keep the ball in your corner. That might secure a victory this early into the second half, as long as you play your cards right.
So Dram kicks it towards the middle, looking for a Sterling head, cleared it out by that by that Heights defense. Sterling trying to keep it in, but to no avail. Shinseki, it's kind of an off touch on it, and now Heights are off to the races, but Revatus with a nice play. But it finds Barr in the net. So we're gonna take a look at this corner kick. Immediately hit out by Harris. Harris doing a great job in the midfield and on the defensive side of the ball here for Heights. As Barr kicks it away. Nice touch by Simpson. And now Heights trying to get momentum going their way, but Byrne with a nice play.
That's the midfield defense we didn't see the first half. You know, it felt like they were all one end to the wing to the other end.
And Dram takes it. Dram just hurling the goalie. Dram trying to put one in the back of the net, but a nice play by Barr. Callie Barr keeping this game 0-0. What a big opportunity, but Barr with the denial.
Feels like another example of just not pulling the trigger. You need to be able to do things like that. I think if she shoots that just a step earlier, obviously Ireland has a little more insight on the pressure on that. But at least from how I'm viewing it, you take that a little earlier, you could be up right now.
Yeah, I think as we see there, and Matsi does a really good job with this. She maybe should have chipped that right there, as we see. Took another touch, goalie was on it. Just definitely 1 second earlier.
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps us, me and Max up here, having insight like Ireland's, because, I mean, we can comment on these situations, but we know we would do even worse in those scenarios. So I think someone who's been in those scenarios helps us out a little bit here in the booth as Garnett's making way. Elise Simpson doing a great job of playing defense, and a nice job there by number 9, Molly Hoffacker, to kick that one away. Substitution coming in here for the Garnets. That looks like Maeve Schroeder coming in for that back line for Moira Schroeder. Maybe some type of sibling connection there, but obviously not sure of that one.
We'll never know.
Looks like yes, they're siblings.
They're siblings?
Yeah.
So there's the professional insight that we need. I mean, I didn't have that fact.
I got my girls at the table here.
Yes,
They're
thank you.
right.
So you can follow us on Twitter or X at SterlingTV19, where we'll have live updates of all the games, all the stuff happening around the castle. So it's important that you keep up with us here at SterlingTV19 on Twitter and now X.
Never be called X, not in my house.
No, it's X. It's X now.
Definitely not.
What is it?
There's nothing you can do about it now. I mean, I agree it should be Twitter, but it's X.
They're still called tweets. As long as they're called tweets, it's Twitter.
I guess you make a good point. I don't know what they would call it. I guess just posts.
They call it crosses, maybe? Check out my new cross on X.
Yeah, that doesn't hit the same as check out the new tweet, but you know what? Nevertheless, back here with some soccer Hoffaker. The nice pass in the middle. Hits our Sterling TV 19 truck here.
Truck with a nice touch.
Yeah.
Another
Hoffaker,
throw.
another throw. Absolutely powerful. Trickles out of bounds. So it'll go the opposite way here. In a Garnet's throwing.
I want to know about throw-ins like that where it kind of goes from being out, throwing it in, just goes right back out again. Ireland, is it just because of like the angle the defense makes to make stuff like that more difficult to get it right back out?
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's all dependent on the angle, but, you know, try to keep it on the field. Doesn't always happen.
Unfortunately, no one's perfect in this day and age, and stuff like that. It will happen. It looks like another throw in here for the Knights. Kind of been pretty consistent throw-ins on the wing. As we mentioned, a lot of this game has been played along these wings. As a throw in here by Bates. Finds Troilo, but it trickles out. It looks like it will be awarded possession to the Garnets.
Constant talk of wings. I mean, For whatever reason, this made me think we're against Township talking about the Hawks.
Yeah.
Almost made that mistake a few times, but caught myself. Against the Garnets here.
You actually made that mistake in the first half.
No, no, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. You just said Haddon.
Find me the clip.
We remember the clip because I remember Mr. K going, make sure you say either Heights or Haddon Heights.
No, I think I'd remember. I think I remember that mistake.
Nevertheless, Heights continuing with the ball here. Ava Bates applying the pressure, doing a good job. And I mean, Ireland, you can speak on, you being out, definitely a big gap, but how important has it been for these freshmen such as Hoffaker and Bates to, fill in these roles?
Definitely really important. I think in the beginning of the year, it was obviously a new thing for them. It's the varsity game's a lot different, especially high school than middle school. So it was definitely cool to get them, in a couple games working, and I think by now they're starting to get the hang of it, and they've given really good minutes for this Sterling team.
So Shinseki trying to put a move, finds Troilo. That's a nice pass from Shinseki. Troilo tries to play it over towards Dram, gets it kicked away by that Garnet's defense. Simpson has a second to make a decision, tries to kick it to that far side where Reagan Sheehan is there to play that one. So that one's kicked out by the Garnet's defense, and Revatus is going to have a throw-in. Tries to find Dram. Dram looking to make a move. Gets pressured from behind, and a nice defensive play there by Harris. And now the Garnets looking to take it the other way.
And this defense definitely has to step up in things like this, and they try to, but the tackle just isn't clean.
So a nice play there. Simpson got a little bit too much of the body, so they were going to call that. So it looks like a free kick being awarded to the Garnets here. Almost halfway unofficially into the second half. Looks like Campbell's going to take this one for the Garnets. Skies it in. Finds Simpson. Simpson gets a rough touch on it. Campbell has another opportunity. Hits it towards the middle. Revatus does the same thing Simpson does. And Sheehan applying pressure on the outside. Garnets have it inside the box. Garnets looking to strike here. Harris tries to take a shot. A tackle by Simpson, and the whistle's blown.
Will this be awarded a penalty?
Nah, I think it might have been
just outside the box.
Might have been.
I think it's outside the box.
Yeah, just outside the box.
On
Definitely
the line.
Close.
On
yeah.
the line.
Wow.
That is unfortunate.
So a big opportunity here for the Garnets. So we're going to take another look. Definitely on the line, but man, that's close.
Definitely got her.
I think it's just because her feet were just behind the line there. Everything else was over the line. It had the momentum to just cross over. Mistimed.
So Sims barking orders from the net. Coach K barking orders here from the sideline. Looks like they're going to stack. Looks like 5 on the wall and Simpson behind. Shot gets taken. And Sims with the collection. A nice save by Sims as she continues to have double zeros on the jersey and a 0 on the board. Keeps this game at a 0-0.
She got 2 zeros on the jersey, 1 kept on the scoreboard, 3 zeros. She's batting 1,000 in the guy's darn net. I'll tell you that much. It is really good to see a player like that defend for you, especially when the line can make some mistakes, which we've seen here today.
Yeah, and Emma Harris on that Garnet's side who took that kick. We see her in a lot of sports, especially Sterling games. She's always one of their top players in basketball, especially. She's a really good basketball player.
So a clear out by Sterling after a great save by Sims on that free kick as we're unofficially at the halfway point here. I think we may be almost officially on the halfway point. There actually hasn't been too many stoppages in this game thus far, not as much as there normally is in soccer, especially compared to the last soccer game we had where there was just plenty and plenty of stoppages, which I think was boys soccer against West Deptford.
Yes. Last Monday there was a ton that delayed against Lindenwold.
Yep.
Then just 2 days later,
there's a ton against West Deptford.
A lot cleaner, but doesn't mean it was, squeaky clean. It was definitely some chippiness in there.
It definitely had its fair share of injuries, unfortunately. But I think everyone on the boys is okay as they are also facing Haddon Heights away at the Garnet's place today. Should have an update about that. Maybe on this broadcast, maybe not. Depends on what their game's going on. But my suspicion is that they're a little bit behind us because this game has been so clean without a lot of bumps in the road.
just the nature of the boys' team. They've been kind of a little more scrappy in recent memory.
So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sterling Channel 19, where you can find the live streams of all the games. You can find commercials, and most importantly, you can find our Castle connections with our principal, Jared Claypool. So make sure you go subscribe at youtube.com/SterlingTV19. So Sims looking to take this goal kick. Shinseki gets subbed out. Sims, it's a little bit of a weird touch on it. Simpson also there, but Sims makes the recovery before there could have been, as Mr. K just said, a big boo-boo.
I mean, is he all that wrong, though? I mean, it could have been. And then you hear him saying outside, outside. And it shows with the wing play that we've seen all game. Could be a little dangerous here.
So a nice move being put on by the Garnet's defender, or excuse me, Garnet's player, but Simpson quickly hits that one out. We were going to get some insight here from Ireland K, but a bit of a rough camera angle up top.
I know you had just said Mr. K said something about there being a bit of a boo-boo from the defense. That clearance right there and that other attempt, that was the bandage over top. Right?
Yeah.
That was the Neosporin, the bandage, some insurance.
That's a good job by Simpson. That's what Simpson does, always plays a safe game of soccer. That's also why she's super successful in her position as Dram trying to push and apply the pressure. She gets a good touch on it, and Dram, green grass ahead, tries to get cut off by a Garnet's defender, finds Troilo in the box. Troilo has to finish here, gets a rough touch, and Barr making a great decision in the crease once again, keeping this game at bay.
It's the second time that we've seen it. Just one touch was unnecessary. She shoots right off that cross. They could have something here. If we look at it again, goes through the two defenders. The cross comes in. She just doesn't have the timing right there to shoot it immediately. She needs to take a touch to get it away from the defender. It's wondrous defending, you have to say.
Ireland put her head back in disbelief that that one didn't get in the net there. Ireland, what did you see on that play?
Again, I think Tone got a little rough of a touch on that first pass, and rough outcome, but it was a good chance. We've had some good chances, especially like that. Just gotta clean the touches up and clean the timing up and finish them.
Good defense on the outside. Looks like Rota on the outside. That one gets cleared towards the middle as Bates tries to make a play over towards Troilo, but Troilo gets it kicked away from her. It's a nice play by Rota again. Has to be careful. That one's kicked towards the middle. Simpson hits it out. And gets dribbled towards the outside. There is Coach K on the sideline for the Knights, as I mentioned before. A greatly successful coach. Just an amazing guy outside of coaching as well, Ireland K's dad. And
the best.
He is the best. I love Coach K. One of the most successful coaches here currently at the Castle. And Ireland, I mean, you've done it for all this time, but is it difficult to play with your dad sometimes?
I think it's a 50-50 kind of thing. Obviously, we've had some tough moments. I'm sure we've caught it on some Channel 19 sometimes. But he expects a lot from me, and it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at times, but I love him. I would never ask for a different coach. I love that he's been able to coach me for, honestly, like 16 of my 17 years, about 15, so.
Great answer there by Ireland K. K said it in the truck, and I do agree. And I think Coach K definitely is one of those coaches that expects the best out of everyone. And I don't think it's just you. I think he thinks so highly of all his girls and all of his players, and that's what makes him so successful here in the Knights uniform.
Yes, he did.
Wait, really? Coach K, or my Mr. K, Mr. Kozaneski in the truck, my boss, coached Ireland in the game, which I need to know the story of because I didn't know this happened.
I'm not sure what grade it was. Maybe like 7th grade, or not 7th grade, maybe like 2nd grade, around when I was younger. All right, 3rd or 4th. I actually...
As Tody crosses one towards the middle, finds Strand, but it's called on and off sides.
And then it looked like number 6 here for Heights. Eva Terci might have been a little messed up, getting carted off here maybe. Just past our view of the truck. Could be rough.
So 3rd or 4th grade, I actually played for the Knights baseball team when we were younger in a tournament.
Is that so, really?
Yeah. We had Cami Rivadis. When I couldn't make it the one day, she came and helped him out too.
Wow.
I did. I hit a double in one game. Yeah, and
I don't think double cellies were as prominent as they are now back in the day, but I'm sure you would have hit a really nice little shimmy.
Yeah, Mr. K got me the ball, wrote it, and now I have it hanging on my drawer in my room. Yeah.
Now what a story.
Yeah.
Mr. K reliving the great days with the Knights Junior Baseball, as he is the current coach of our Sterling baseball team. Ireland K also playing softball for a couple of years before she made the transition to lacrosse this past year.
Yeah, it definitely gave the boys a run for their money back then.
So, I mean, first year playing lacrosse, unfortunately, I don't think you'll be returning anytime soon, but what was it like playing with your friends, playing with the girls? I mean, I know Morgan Sims was on the team, Aaron Quinn. What was it like playing with them one last time?
It was a lot of fun. It was definitely a new experience. I wouldn't say I was the greatest, but I picked up
you're pretty good.
I picked up some skills. But it was fun. It was new to me. It was cool to just learn a new sport and just be with some of those girls that I've never gotten the opportunity to play with. And it was just, something to do. Kept me in shape, so I had a lot of fun.
I'd say, I think you were quite good at it.
I wasn't that bad. I mean, I have one goal in my lacrosse career. So,
really?
Yeah.
You were defense, right?
I started on defense, and then I played some midfield a little bit.
That's what I thought. Because I remember our first broadcast, you were on the defensive side of the ball. As we get a look from Fallon Shinseki, who was also a lacrosse defender on that girls' team.
Oh, yeah.
So an attempt by Bates unsuccessful, as this Garnet's defense has really stood strong against this Sterling push. So here comes the Garnets, but a nice play there by Simpson. Simpson still that brick wall as she's always been. Had a bit of injury trouble during the preseason, just definitely felt a little bit of uncomfortability, but was back in the first game and just back to her old self. Now in the 6th game of the season, definitely an aggressive tackle there. No call on Emma Harris. As now the Garnets pushing forward. The Garnets looking to take a shot on net, but just goes right over top. Unable to be touched as the substitution comes in, Fallon Shinseki.
I mean, shots like that, we've seen it from both teams. They've been doing the long shot since the first half. It's just something that isn't going to work. Like I had said before, Sims probably is able to anticipate it a lot quicker than if you were able to drive up. Like if you see here, she has some more room to run. You try to take it like that, not only does it not even become an issue for Sims, it just goes right over the crossbar, nothing to worry about. But you press up a little closer, maybe she has less time to react to what you're trying to do.
So Sterling and Haddon Heights still at this 0-0 game as we're nearing around 10 minutes unofficially left in the second half. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubak and Ireland K here for the second half of action. We spoke with Kenny McCardle earlier on the broadcast.
Well, we spoke with him. He interjected every
once in a while, yeah.
Wish he'd spoke more. He had some good insight.
Yeah, he did. I mean, not knowing much about the game, did a good job. But I think Ireland definitely has that ball knowledge that we needed in this broadcast. As there's a tackle from behind on Fallon Shinseki. There's a tough play by Fallon Shinseki. Bit of a rough tackle. Kind of got caught up with Harris. And both girls fell down, but possession is awarded towards Heights. And Ireland, what'd you see on that play?
Yeah, I think as my dad just said, we did see that with Paige Harmon and Emma Harris in like a minute earlier in the game. I think that's not a call that we give, and I think that Fallon did get a little bit of ball on that. So I don't think that's one that you give, especially this late in the game.
Very professional insight as the free kick is taken and is wide. So, I mean, Ireland, we know you're going to college for soccer, going D1. I mean, is there a chance that you'll ever not return here, but just return to the soccer scene when you're older in a coaching position?
I think there's definitely a chance.
There's us on the camera over there.
the goal's definitely nursing to, you know, for the career, but I definitely will be by the game. I mean, obviously I would love for my kids in the future to play the game, and, you know, I'll definitely be coaching in the future.
So following in your aunt's footsteps,
Yes.
Nurse Beth here at Sterling High School. Love Nurse Beth. She's great.
The best.
As Montgomery Dram gets a rough touch on the ball, even a rougher touch from that Garnet's defense. Tries to find Zazada on the outside, but a nice clear away by Mango. Hoffaker doing a great job this game. She's been all over the field, either the midfield or the defense. That looks like it's going to be possession to the Garnets. Garnets picking up a little up-tempo because Hoffaker is in her original spot. Schroeder has the opportunity to push this one ahead, met by Shinseki. Trying to push past the Sterling brick wall, but a nice tackle by number 22, Brooke Rota.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. We've mentioned a lot of defenses here at Sterling, no matter the sport. Quite a brick wall, hard to get through. And I had said it Wednesday against West Deptford, and Haddon Heights is the same issue. There's no Kool-Aid man to be found. They have nothing to break through the wall here. They have nothing. It's just constant long shots, which isn't going to get the job done against the keeper with the anticipation that Sims has.
So tensions rising in this 0-0 game. Both teams looking for that first goal. Lady Knights haven't had a good amount of pressure in a while. It's been primarily a midfield game. As the Garnets are taking it upfield, I think both teams definitely feeling the effects of this big field. Been a lot of non-stop play. There hasn't been many fouls. Hasn't been a lot of stoppages. I think a big one for the Lady Knights now.
I mean, it's been maybe a little more chippy this pass. I mean, obviously the tackles they've been trying just have led to a couple of rough calls, hard to call for the refs. But they're definitely, you know, fair in the play if you're witnessing it as a ref around the field. Did we just get a card?
I'm not sure.
Did we?
I think we may have on Emma Harris.
Looks like he's writing something in his book. We can only do one.
But Emma Harris doesn't primarily play that side of the field. Looks like she's going to be walking off.
It's confusing booking. Didn't
Yeah,
see
I mean, maybe
anything there.
unless some words were said, we're not necessarily sure what just happened here.
Maybe if we can get a replay to see what might have caused that, because I have no
Not
idea.
sure. I think the play was so dead, Max. I don't even think any of our cameramen were awake to cover that. And I know one of our cameramen are on the other side at the moment as this one's cleared towards the keeper, but a nice clear by Callie Barr. It gets hit towards Shinseki. Shinseki back to her primary midfield role, playing defense for the majority of the first couple games of the season. Now getting bumped back to her comfortable position.
I mean, I feel like the midfielders on both of these teams have had to play either high up on offense or low on attack. There hasn't been much to do in the actual middle of the field. It's felt like there hasn't been much transition. It's been a lot of long balls. If you take a look, a little double tripping there. Both get a little messed up.
So definitely a bit limpy as Elise Simpson gets up, ready to sky this one away, raises the arm, ready to kick this one towards midfield. Elise has definitely had a tough day. Got hit in the face in warm-ups with a soccer ball, and now limping a little bit after that double trip. As here comes Hoffaker. Hoffaker again, one of the names I've said pretty consistently throughout the second half, doing a great job. Only the freshman.
Got a little over 5 minutes unofficially here. A little under, excuse me.
Dram looking to make a move. Passes it towards the outside. A bit of a rough pass over towards Byrne. Byrne kind of had to play on a weird hop as it gets kicked back towards Revatus. It gets kicked towards Troilo, and a nice collection by Barr to keep this one at bay.
Again, it feels like a couple of the chances and crosses into the box for the Lady Knights have either been a lack of pace or an extra touch that just wasn't needed there. Obviously, I'm not the professional here. That would be Ireland, so she can get some confirmation on if that take is accurate or not. But I feel like that's been the issue, just a little too much, or just a little bit of a lack, I should say. There's not been in a healthy middle that's let them score.
Yeah, Yeah, I think that we're struggling connecting as a team right now. I think that we're kind of going on our own and trying to do stuff, and everyone's just trying to figure out their game. But I think that we need to come back and combine as a team and get back into it.
So Tony has some room, tries to get it over towards Dram. Dram can't get a nice touch on it. Gets hit towards the ground, and a nice clear by the Garnets. As Hoffaker again, using great hustle, trying to get it past that Garnets defender. Get hit towards Zazada. I mean, part of me feels like both of these teams slowing down just a little bit. I mean, knowing the dimensions of this field for how much we've mentioned it in the first couple games of the season, as there's a nice fire into the middle by Revatus. Popped up to the air. Dram tries to make a nice kick. Doesn't get a nice touch on it. And Barr with a pretty easy save.
He gets hit up with a header. Another header keeps a volley, excuse me. Then it goes through and just doesn't have the power. I feel like that might have been where you have to take a touch and stop yourself and readjust. I feel like the decision making has just been very individual and not cooperative, like Ireland had just said some moments ago.
So a nice play by Sims over to Hoffaker. Hit out by Zazada. And we have about, I would say 2 minutes and 30 seconds left unofficially. But just know after our Lindenwald stream that our time may not be very official at all. This one ball gets hit out, tramples past our table. And that's one thing that's a little tough to keep track about soccer is the timing. It's not necessarily the easiest at times. As Emma Harris puts a nice pass towards the middle of Garnets with a very dangerous chance here, but hit wide. Sims with a very lackadaisical time getting over there, not needed to rush. His game stays 0-0.
It's been, at least from what I've been watching, apparently, and what I've tried to pick up on, there's been effort in the places that build up a play, but not in the conclusion of plays, which is what both teams need, especially this late, unofficially, a little under 2 minutes to go. Not going to call. Oh, wait a minute, they didn't need it, did they?
I am not sure what the call was there. So definitely a big hustle play here by Troilo. Ireland K definitely questioning the call that was just made, myself included, doing the same. Looked like everything was clean there, and it honestly looked like Troilo was the one that tripped over a divot in the ground, as there's a nice pass there by the Garnets. The Garnets doing a good job of using that chemistry to push forward. The Garnets have a crossing opportunity here late in the second half. Trying to put a move on a defender. That's a nice move. Almost gets it past Sims. Sims punches it out. Doesn't get a nice touch on it, though. Garnets with the opportunity. Harris takes a shot, and it goes right over. Harris with an opportunity, but skies it. Sims doing a great job of punching it out. Take another look here. A nice cross by the Garnets. The Garnets kind of picking up the pace here, especially towards the end of this one.
And hasn't the issue just been trying to evade Sims as a defender? It's not been working. There's been some sky shots. I understand they say, aim for the stars, shoot for the moon, whichever variation you want, but this is not where you apply that.
Yeah.
They've got to be a little more centered, both sides, if they want to score in these very late moments of the second half.
So Shinseki in the midfield. I think both teams are kind of reeling, trying to get that last breath.
It's all straight desperation.
Yeah, we're definitely nearing the end of the second half. Simpson with a nice clear over towards Dram. Dram gets it taken away from her nevertheless. And definitely a not all ball kind of foul right there. As the Garnets trying to pick up the pace. Emma Harris takes it on the outside. A nice play by Dram. And now Sterling going the other way with very limited time here. We're in unofficial extra time here. Troilo definitely using the last of her speed to try and push forward, but a nice cut back there. That's number 8, Anna Chump. As it gets hit towards Dram. Dram with an opportunity, pushes past the defense. Dram, her and the defense ahead. Gets a shot, and it goes over the net. Dram with a big opportunity, but cannot prevail. Did have the game on her foot, but can't get it now.
It's another example of just shooting too high to make something work. The game was on her foot, but her foot wasn't off the gas pedal. She needed to slow herself a bit, I feel like. That'll be the final whistle.
So that will be the final whistle of this second half. It looks like we're going to be going into overtime here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after a few commercials. It's 0-0.
Adam, you okay? Hey, are you guys serious? You do know there's like 52 billion pieces of trash on the earth right now. That's nearly 7,000 per mile. And 42% of that is burned up in the air, causing pollution. Imagine if Earth was a person right now. Dude, you have Google implanted in your brain? How do you know that? Don't worry about me. Worry about Earth. Oh, dude. Dude, I can't believe that. Hey! Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back as we're back with some overtime action between Sterling and Haddon Heights. So I'm actually going to take a back seat for a moment here. I'm going to let Ireland Kay explain some of the rules here in overtime.
Yeah, so overtime rules, honestly, I don't know the time frames of it. 10 minutes? So we got 10 minutes, and then whoever scores first, that calls the game.
So definitely golden goal. So as most sports, NFL, I mean, you'd also consider hockey as one of those golden goal sports. First one to score wins. So both teams definitely looking to finally capitalize after a long game of no scoring.
It's been so back and forth on the attack and defending sides of this ball game.
And coming up, we have some of the best saves of the game here from both tenders. The first coming from Maddie Sims. Maddie Sims early in this first half off of a nice header makes a desperation save with her hands. And another one coming here from Barr. Barr versus Sims has really been the moral of this story so far. Dram puts a nice move, but Barr with a nice catch. Another time by Dram. Seeps past the defense, tries to find Troilo. Troilo has a bit of a time playing it, and Barr makes the easy collection. And on this one, Dram, her and the goalie, and the goalie makes a great decision to just come out and play that ball.
Off of a free kick for Heights. Make a little bit of motion going on.
And an easy catch by Sims. So definitely one of the more eventful, low-scoring games that we've seen so far. Now golden goal. It's important that both of these goalies are on their best. And Ireland, for the people at home, maybe some haven't played a sport, maybe someone played a different sport, describe how intense this feeling is into golden goal action.
It's definitely high in intensity, and everyone's probably a little bit anxious at this point. I know, especially when I was playing, your legs are gassed. You start to feel that loss of energy, and all we need is just, it's the biggest thing with this is it's the heart in overtime. It's who wants it more, who's going to fight for it more, and whoever is going to fight for it more will win. So hopefully, it falls in the Sterling side.
I agree. So Sterling with definitely some veteran experience here with a lot of these, last year with a lot of comeback games, a lot of comeback goals. But missing some of that experience, a lot of these newer girls stepping into an overtime game against a big divisional rival after 2 straight losses, almost 2 or 3 straight losses, I'm pretty sure it's 2. It's something you definitely want to capitalize here as a morale booster. And I mean, Ireland, you're one of the biggest stars the past couple of years for this Sterling team, and now that captaincy has been relayed onto Montgomery Dram. What is going through her head right now, do you think?
I think that especially just we want to win. She knows that she doesn't have a lot of time, and she has the players around her. So if I were her, I think that it's just positivity and knowing that we're going to go out and score this goal and win this game.
So it's 10 minutes, and if no one scores another 10, we're going to have another one. All being streamed live here on Sterling TV 19. We're in for a good one if you're just tuning in. I'm Daniel Leakin, joined by Max Zubak and Ireland Kay up here in the announcers table. Into the first overtime after a 0-0 game through regular possession. Excuse me, regular time. Well, I don't know what that was. So now the Heights are moving up with great power, trying to see past the Sterling defense, but a great job on the outside by number 9, Molly Hoffaker.
I was going to ask,
as this one gets crossed towards the middle. So Heights starting off pretty aggressive to start. Sterling trying to reel in a possession here.
I was going to ask, and you said regular possession. I was like, what is irregular possession?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I was trying to say regular time.
The initial first two halves, they were very important for these teams to read each other. I feel like you get into an overtime, you get that time to collect yourself between, just like a halftime, a little shorter, but still. And you had the other 40 minutes now, post halftime, to collect more info on how these teams are going to play. And attacks like these come because of it.
So Heights primarily has possession so far. Hoffaker on that outside has had a lot to deal with little to no help. Stepping in as a freshman, very impressive what she's doing on the outside is a shot. Getting taken in by Maddie Sims. Maddie Sims still golden in this game so far, while Sterling still searches for that golden goal. There's a nice play there by Brielle Connor. Brielle Connor tries to pass it back, but a nice play there by Byrne. Byrne pushes it towards Dram. Dram has a lot of room ahead. Has Troiler on the outside. Dram going towards the middle. She gets tripped up from behind, and it's a foul. A foul on Montgomery Dram, and this is a big opportunity here for the Lady Knights.
It will not be a penalty, but it will be a free kick, to my knowledge. If we take a look at it again. Dram's moving, gets tripped up a little outside of the box. Free kick could result in that golden goal.
I think she'll go on goal, so hopefully we can get everyone in the box to maybe get a deflection if the goalkeeper doesn't catch this ball.
So whistle blows. Montgomery Dram takes the steps, fires it, and it looks like it goes a little bit over the crossbar. Montgomery Dram with a great shot attempt, but can't put it on net for a deflection. And this game stays 0-0.
It's been the issue, hasn't it? Just overestimating the power you need just by that little bit. And for both of these teams, as we see it again, the free kick comes in, and it just, well, while it is barely, it does still happen that way.
Bit of defensive pressure here on the Lady Knights, but Elise Simpson doing a great job of recovering. And that one trickles past, but
confusing offside call.
Very confusing offside call. It looks like there was 2 girls that were on that back line.
Possibly that. If we can get I want to know if I could see that again.
Unfortunately, we do not have Casey Kaz here today for our drone cam, so we're going to have to stick with what we see here on the ground. As Troilo tries to advance it towards Dram.
Oh, no.
So we're in that replay.
Oh. Yeah, that's a bad call. We definitely see that. Tony was definitely behind those defenders right there, so that's actually a shame.
But nevertheless, Tony Troilo taking it on the outside. Troilo has some room, takes a shot, but a nice save there by Callie Barr. So Tony Troilo off that offsides call gets a little bit of a rush, but a great save by Barr on that close side post to save that golden goal.
It's been the story, it's just no matter who's shooting it, no matter what jersey they've got on, they're either shooting it a little too high or they just don't have the right trajectory to get it in. They've got 5 more minutes this first period here.
So Troilo creeps back into this defense, takes a shot, gets a deflection, but Callie Barr makes the recovery again, and Barr doing a great job on that side of the net, keeping this game at 0-0.
This game just keeps repeating itself. Happens once and it happens again. It's that near post. Just has been a curse, it feels like, for this golden goal opportunities. See it again, comes around the side. Just can't get anything done on that post.
If there's a time for Sterling to pump the jam, it's now. They got to pump it up.
Yeah, we definitely have that energy. on our side right now, so we can keep that up.
So a very encouraging comment from Ireland K, but now Garnet seeping the other way, and Elise Simpson with a nice defensive play. Byrne keeps it in, but the whistle still sounds. As they're saying the ball is out.
I mean, I think it was out if we take a look again. It's barely out, but it was. It is, well, actually, no. It's about halfway.
Yeah,
very close.
It's like directly on the touchline. I think that should count as in.
Looked like football wasn't out right there. The rule is the whole ball has to be out, so.
Indeed.
So the Garnets increase as Coach K gives his 2 cents to the ref.
He's feeling it right now.
Yeah, I mean, who isn't? I mean, overtime, golden goal. That one is kept in. So here's the end of this play. Hits off of Camilo Revedas. Byrne is back. Almost fields it before it trickles out. And I think she did, so it is going to be a throw here for Haddon Heights as they get ready to throw it towards the box. Sterling trying to play lockdown defense here. Important as it's been all game. Shinseki on Harris. Nice recovery from Simpson. Simpson a bit out of position now. Should creep back a little bit more than she is. And that one's shot wide as Sims makes a recovery on that far side.
And it is nice, isn't it? It's once again Sims staying on target with obviously the shot not on target, but she makes sure it stays in. They don't have any chance of, anywhere on a goal kick being weird. She just takes it, keeps it secure.
So again, this is the first 2 overtimes that there's no goal. Heights creeping in. And a nice save by Maddie Sims. Sims with a great play. Does result in a corner kick for Heights. What a save by 00.
It is incredible to watch Maddie Sims at work in the goal. Second time today, she had a punch out over the crossbar to save Sterling from letting up a goal against Heights. It's good, obviously good build-up and good attack from Heights, but the Garnets just can't get it done, can they?
So Campanero taking this one for Heights. Heights stacking the box, only has 1 defender back. Kick's taken. And almost trickles in. Sims makes a nice play. Sterling has to get it out, and they do. Troilo meets her. And a nice collection by Sims. Sims saving the game here, single-handedly.
Yeah,
Agent 00 keeping this one alive.
Seen some great saves by Maddie in the second half.
As that one's chipped forward towards Dram. Dram has open field, has to get past 2 defenders, and she does. Dram, her and the goalie, has to put one on net, chips it, but a nice collection by Barr.
I know we had Ireland say a chip might have been necessary on one of her shots before. That one wasn't it. That one, you just got to go for the side of the net. Use power there. You have it. Get a straight shot with power. You end the game there.
So one of these games, one of the first of many this year for Sterling Channel 19, one of these very exciting games as they're pushing up on the far side. Offense versus offense here as a nice clear by Elise Simpson causes another corner kick here for Heights.
Take a look at this attempt again from Dram. The chip isn't necessary. You've got the left side to you. You've got the left side to you. Maybe it's a top left corner type of scenario. They just can't. It's obviously hard to think that quickly, no matter who you are, no matter what sport you're playing, but still, you got to have that skill and use it.
So.
In the moment, it's definitely hard, but I think that composure is our biggest thing, and just calm down and take a nice little shot into that net.
So stress raining on here, as that's a corner that kind of goes waywire. Finds Troilo in the backfield. Troilo getting blocked off by Heights defender. Sterling has to get it out. A nice collection by Sims. 1 minute roughly to go in this first overtime. Not many stoppages, so our timing should be pretty on point. Troilo applying the pressure, finds Byrne. Byrne chips it forward towards Dram. That could be offsides, and it is.
I thought she had waited long enough.
But no, I think I kind of caught it, and I think Ireland did too. Was she right there? That's very much offsides right there. But I also think Coach K's disagreement's warranted, knowing that he's the coach of Sterling. Montgomery Dram taking it past the defense. Montgomery Dram has another opportunity, fires it far post, and it's in! Montgomery Dram wins it for the Lady Knights. Golden goal has been scored, and Dram, after 2 failed breakaway attempts, wins one for the Knights.
Signing off.
So Ireland K is going to go say goodbye, celebrate with her teammates. She's going to attempt to get up, but nevertheless, Sterling celebrating.
Take a look at it again, a wonderful winner, and it's that side that I had mentioned before. It's what they needed, it's what they got, and it gets Sterling the win. Hard-fought victory, 1-0 over Heights.
So hard-fought victory. Madison Sims definitely team MVP on this one after a third attempt from Montgomery Dram. She finally slams one home. And what a relieving win for the Lady Knights. And here's another look, absolutely rips it to that far post. Montgomery Dram with her shot speed definitely had that ability, as we're going to take even one more look. Our great replay guy, Logan Murphy, in the truck for us, for providing us with all these great replays. So Montgomery Dram hits it to the far post to give Sterling that 1-0 lead. There will be a post-game show to follow featuring myself and some of the girls. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll be right back with that post-game.
Let me see that ID. Let me see that ID.
I guess I forgot it.
No entry.
Wait, no, come on!
Hey dude, you ready for this test?
Yeah, man, I spent all night studying on my computer.
Alright guys, the test is in your laptop.
Alright, let's do this. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot to charge my computer.
Yo, do you have a charger?
Nah, sorry dude.
So welcome back, everyone. After a 1-0 triumphant win in Golden Goal overtime, we finally have some post-game interviews today, starting with the hero, Montgomery Jam. Monty, after, a couple failed one-on-one attempts, you finally got it when it mattered. How does that feel for you?
It feels really good. I mean, I'm still frustrated with how many I missed. Between me and Tony, we did miss a lot, but it felt good to finally make a shot.
And, you guys have had a rough couple of games. You guys come on top against a pretty good Garnet team that was giving you guys a lot of trouble. How does that feel just for the team morale?
It's definitely a big confidence boost. I'm losing, Elise was hurt in the beginning. Cammie just came back. I mean, losing some of our seniors from last year, it's definitely a big confidence boost for us because, losing stinks and winning is definitely a really good feeling for us.
And, moving on to next game, I mean, what's something that you guys are looking to maybe patch up on the attacking and midfield side of the ball?
I think towards the end we were connecting passes pretty well, but I think just calming down, obviously it's a pretty intense game, but just calming down and connecting passes and just being confident on the ball in the end, I think is something that we are working on and are doing really good at.
So on a little bit more of a personal side, I'm sure you saw this one coming. I mean, just committed to D1 soccer. How does it feel to, get that all out of the way and finally, have a choice and have somewhere that you're going to go to after this?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it was definitely a big weight on my shoulder, so it's good to be lifted off a little bit and not have to worry about, every mistake in every game. I still have to worry about getting better, but that's definitely a big lift off my shoulders.
Thank you, Monty. I appreciate you coming on the broadcast. And next, going to interview one of the senior captains, Elise Simpson. Elise had a great game in that defensive backline. How does it feel on a captain's perspective to really pick up the win for the team?
It's definitely a great feeling. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little down in the dumps these past couple games. It was getting a little frustrating coming off of last year's season, and we were 1-4 up to this game. So the win was definitely much needed to give us a little confidence booster.
And, I mean, talking about last season, obviously the dip was going to come. You guys lost a couple of seniors. But how big has it been for some of these freshmen and sophomores to step in with little to no varsity experience this year?
The freshmen and sophomores are definitely a huge part of this team. I mean, up until today, I was the only returning defensive player. Fallon was a returning player, but she hadn't played defense up until this season. So it was definitely on them to step up and play their part, and they did so.
And as you mentioned, big relief for everyone, big relief for you as a captain. And what is something that back line is going to look to try and fix going into the next game?
I mean, I feel like we need to work more on containing rather than just stabbing at the ball. So just delay, contain, cut off passes rather than just going straight at players and then they just get the easy tap around.
And another personal question I'm going to ask you. You dealt with a couple injuries in the preseason, had a bit of an injury during, warm-ups today. How are you feeling as a player? Are you feeling a little bit more complete than you were at the start of the season?
Definitely more complete. It was when I found out I was going to be out for over a month, that was definitely a little sad about that one, but I'm back and it feels good to be back.
Thank you, Elise. I appreciate you coming on the postgame. And last, but certainly not least, Maddie Sims. Maddie Sims came up huge in the game today for the Lady Knights. How does it feel, after a couple rough games to finally get that win?
It feels actually amazing to get a win, especially at home at the Castle, I'm just really happy and proud of my team for what we did today.
And I mentioned it before the game, you had a little over 12 saves per game, and that definitely raised after today. You're having a great season, and how does that feel for you personally?
It feels great, honestly, knowing that my saves and all, I help my team out, I provide for them, and honestly, I'm just proud to be their goalkeeper, honestly.
And you definitely lost some support in that back line. How has it been for you adjusting to some of the new defenders in that back?
It's been quite difficult, but the freshmen and sophomores and the upcoming juniors that we have now, they've adjusted really well. And I already had Cammie and Elise with me, so it's not as bad as it would be.
And we talk about losing Ireland, almost that field general, and she described you as that field general now. Surveying the field, giving some insight. Do you feel that weight on your shoulders sometimes, or do you kind of just play your game?
Yeah, I definitely feel it. You kind of have to scan the field. That's your job as a goalkeeper. And, you're never not feeling pressure as a goalkeeper, but I've definitely got better with it because I know that my team has my back.
Awesome, Maddie. I appreciate it. We should have Coach K over here in a minute, the game-winning coach. He's going to come to my left in just a few moments here. So, Coach K, obviously, a couple rough games these past couple of games, a couple of straight losses, finally come out on top against a pretty good Garnets team. How does that feel for you?
Feels great.
we were due. We've been battling. The girls have been working hard, and I think it was just a matter of, catching a break, getting that goal that we've been looking for, and coming on top. Heights played great. They were very disciplined defensively. They didn't give us a lot. They made us work for every chance we had, and in the end, they almost counted us and really showed some toughness in the end and really fought it out.
And I've been doing a lot of personal questions because it's the first time we've had you guys on here. But, adjusting from last season, the success and the high that you guys have had to more of like almost a rebuilding season with some of these newer girls, how tough has it been, or how maybe easy has it been adjusting for you as a coach to try and, cater to some of these newer girls?
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's been a learning experience from top to bottom. I think as coaches, our coaching staff, as players, we had to, I think we came in with the intentions of knowing like, hey, listen, we still have this and we can almost pick up where we left off. And we realized that, we had some injuries. We had some kids miss preseason. We just got off to a slow start. And, I just think we hit the pause button. We sat down. We restructured our goals a little bit and just kind of put the focus into where it had to be, which is just getting our young kids some confidence, getting our older kids back in shape and fit again, and then obviously getting healthy. This is our first time that we've had everybody back in the lineup. Cammie just got back healthy, and so good and bad is we've a lot of girls had to get thrown into the fire early, and they're growing with that role, and it's only going to strengthen our bench as we go deeper into the season.
And going into next game, I mean, maybe a couple of adjustments that you want to make, but what is one of the ones that really stands out to you as a head coach?
I think defensively we played very well. I think Maddie's got a lot of confidence. I think we're still searching for just a little bit of continuity on the offensive side. We just want to get used to each other, and that's not there yet, which is, sometimes it happens like that, and I'd rather it not be there now than be there at the end when we're in the groups. But I think it's just finding that right cocktail mix of, hey, who's going to be there and working together and trusting each other a little bit.
And one last question before I let you head out. I mean, how important has it been for some of these freshmen and sophomores and some of these people that have little to no varsity experience step up and play such big roles this year?
It's been really important. I mean, we one time, I think in a game, we had about 6 new players out there from freshmen up to seniors. Molly Hoffaker, Nora Radish, Karina Justice, Fallon Shinseki, like girls that, came off the bench for us, were JV players last year, some freshmen coming in for the first time that, they've went out there and our conference schedule played the West Efforts, played the Haddon Townships, the Haddon Fields, and, Del Rand, who we just had a great game with, and they've risen to the occasion. They've given what we can ask, and I think they're only growing, getting more confident, and I think it's a testament to them. They're hardworking kids, and they haven't batted an eyelash. I've asked them to do things, and they've taken the job and run with it.
Amazing interview, as always, Coach K. I appreciate you coming on. Sterling prevails with a 1-0 win over the Garnets after a huge win for the Knights to get back on track. Thank you all for joining us here on Sterling Channel 19. Everyone have an amazing night.